Dig York Stadium is the project that York Archaeological Trust are involved with the City Council, part of the development of the existing rugby and athletics stadium into the new York Community Stadium. And as part of that, we're doing the archaeology and involving the community with the archaeological project. Well, so far, we've involved the community with all the early research work that is a normal part of an archaeological process. And that involves having them involved with the documentary research, with the map research, and also with the non-intrusive survey work that is an essential part before you go on site and actually dig holes. And on this site, that involves geophysics. So we've done geophysical survey of the pitch and also of the field behind, so we can compare the two. And the results have been quite interesting. So people have been involved with that. They've done the documentary research, and now we're ready to let people loose on the excavation itself. John Kenny is the community archaeologist who's been involved with the geophysical survey and with training members of the community in how to use it. So he's going to show us the resistivity and gradiometer equipment that we've been using to see beneath the soil at the stadium.
I'm John Kenny. I'm a community archaeologist, and my work is really working with people from all sorts of communities and giving them the opportunity to really get involved with archaeology. So to be asked to come along and to be able to do the geophysics here at the community stadium has been a really, really great opportunity for me, and I hope it's been a great opportunity for all the people who've come along and worked with us. It's been absolutely fascinating. So the magnetometer that we used was measuring very, very faint differences in the magnetic signature of the actual earth that we're walking over. The differences are all important to us, and what we were trying to see was places where people have moved the soil around a little bit. They might have moved it to build a ditch, they might have moved it to build a bank, or they might have even heated it up and had a hearth or a kiln. All of those things will show up to the magnetometer, so that's why we used it. What we found here was a bit disappointing actually. We couldn't see an awful lot, and it's because there was a big mask over the top of it. That mask was the drainage. The gravel that's underneath the soil here gives you absolutely fantastic drainage for a sports pitch, but it's not so good for magnetometry, and so we didn't see an awful lot. It was a bit confused by the gravel, I'm afraid. The resistivity meter is actually putting an electrical current into the ground. And that electrical current then will pass through the soil, and there's a resistance to it, depending on how much dampness there is in the soil, really. So if there's a ditch, it'll be holding water slightly better than the soil around it that'll be a bit more compact. And so that gives you a low resistance, and that usually shows up as a lighter colour on the on our picture when we show this at the end. And then darker areas are where the ground has a higher resistance. So resistance is very good at finding walls and very good at finding ditches, but we want to find a ditch, so that's what we used as well as magnetometry. Well, the results were a little bit more encouraging for us here in the stadium with the resistance. We thought that we could see the traces of the ditch running underneath the pitch, which was really exciting for us. What we then did, we were also got permission from English Heritage, as they were then, to go outside and look for the other half of the pitch. And you can see from the results that when we did that as well, we got a really, really nice set of results for the outside, because you didn't have the layer of gravel over the top. So when you put the two together on the same map, you can see how it's really given us a really great picture of what sort of thing to expect when we come to actually do some excavation here. So it's very exciting.
People can follow our progress by looking at the blog, which is at Dig York Stadium. We have a Twitter account, we have a Facebook account, and we're also contactable by email and phone.